Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, igama lam ngo-Andisiwe. I talk about feminine energy, inner healing and becoming the best version of yourself so that you can live your best life. And if that is something that is interesting to you, please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Please grab your notepad and let's dive into today's video. Now, today we are talking about one of the most beautiful natural thing that God gave us women, and it's kind of so underrated, right? We are talking about our cycle. We're talking about our menstrual cycle. I grew up feeling guilt. Most of us, we grew up feeling guilt and shame towards our cycle. And those are the feelings that were passed on to us by our role models, our mothers. And also those are the feelings that was passed on to them by their role models as well, by their mothers. So it's kind of a generational thing to feel guilt towards your menstrual cycle, to feel shame, right? Not until I learned about my feminine energy, where I learned to embrace my feminine energy, to embrace my feminine power, then things change. Anything that has to do with being a woman, I loved it naturally. I loved being a woman. So anything that makes me a woman, I just fell in love with it, right? So yeah, what happened is that now it comes natural, right? It comes natural to any divine feminine energy woman to love your health, your well-being, your menstrual cycle, anything that makes you to be a woman. So I believe any divine feminine energy woman has that deep love and respect and honors her cycle. So it came natural to me as well, right? So a disclaimer, I am not a nurse, I am not a doctor, I am just a girly's girly. I'm a woman who loves being a woman, who loves sharing about everything that is happening in my life, my experience to you ladies, right? So your period is not supposed to be painful. Your period is not supposed to bring you pimples. Your period is not supposed to make you to be an angry bird. No, it's not. Those are the signs. Those are the signs. Your body is screaming at you that something is wrong. And that something is your hormones. It's your progesterone, it's your estrogen, right? Out of balance. That's why you're getting pains. That's why you're not yourself. You're getting all these pains during your period. Now remember, I did make a video for you ladies about survival mode, right? I did share with you ladies that I grew up in a toxic environment. I grew up in a chaotic home where I witnessed abuse physically, emotionally. So from the age of 5, I was living in my masculine energy for survival. I was in my masculine energy, not in my body. Remember, your feminine energy, your body. You are in your body. That's where your feminine energy is in your body. Your masculine energy is logical. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was living in my masculine energy for years, for survival. I was living in survival mode. I did made a video for you ladies on how to heal out of survival mode, right? Now, survival mode, I'm just going to explain to you so that you can have a picture of survival mode. Let's say you're walking in a park somewhere, and then maybe your car is 20 steps away from you. You see a lion 20 steps away from you, right? What's going to happen is that your mind is going to send a signal to your body that we are in danger, right? And then your body is going to run. You're going to run and outrun that lion for your life. You're going to run for your life. Why? Because your body switched into survival mode. So in survival mode, you cannot do anything. You cannot pee, you cannot relax, you cannot play, you can't do anything. Your body cannot do its function because it's in survival mode, right? You have to run for your life. That is survival mode. Now, have a picture of being in survival mode for almost your life. I was in survival mode from an age of 5, because from an age of 5, my brain sends a signal to my body that we are in danger. Right? So I've been living in survival mode from the age of 5. So my body couldn't do its function properly. My nervous system was dysregulated from a young age. right? So remember, your body can be in survival mode. Your body knows how to be in survival mode, but for a short period of time. Your body can only be in survival mode for a short period of time. Another example, I don't know if you ladies have seen the movie called The Mountain Between Us. In that movie, it's by Idris Elba. In that movie, they're in a flight, actually a private jet, only the pilot and the two of them. And now the flight crashed in a snowy area. Now what happened is that after a week of being in the snow, they were no longer feeling cold, both of them. Why? Because the body has adapted in the situation. The body was already in survival mode, so the body knows how to be in survival mode for survival. That's what I'm trying to say. However, your body is not supposed to be in survival mode for years, right? So it made a lot of sense to me now. When I look back now, it made a lot of sense why I had a terrible period pain, why my period pain was painful. It was painful, ladies. It was unbearable. It was unbearable. A lot of pains. I didn't love my period. I didn't hate my period. I tolerated it. I didn't hate it because I know a lot of ladies sometimes they just get rid of it by going for contraceptive, which is another hormone, just to get rid of the period. No, I did not do that. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, ladies, as long as it feels good to you. As long as it makes you feel good, there's nothing wrong with that. So I've never taken any contraceptive. So I kind of learned to live with that painful period. It was not nice. It was not nice. So it made a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense now why I was having a period pain, because my body, my nervous system was dysregulated. My body could not do its function properly. I couldn't sleep properly. I couldn't have a restful, peaceful 7 to 8 hours of sleep. No, for me, I would sleep only 1 hour. But because it's at night, I can't do anything. I'll be in bed. My eyes are closed, but my mind is working. A lot of people that are living like that, it's at night, you're supposed to sleep, but your mind is working at the back. Your mind is working. You're not sleeping. That's what was happening to me. That is what happening to a lot of people. That's what happens when you're in survival mode. Remember, signs of being in survival mode, you cannot sleep properly. You can't have a deep, healthy sleep. You can't go to the bathroom to eliminate. At least you do that maybe 3 times in a month. You're always anxious about life. You're always scared about life. You are always on the defense mode. Those are the signs of survival mode. So that was happening. That is what was happening to me. And I remember 15 years back, I lived with a friend, Uzozo. We lived together, and Zozo has never had a period pain. And I used to have unbearable period pains. I used to have a lot of period pains. But there's one thing I remember about Zozo. Zozo loved sleep. That woman can sleep. That woman can sleep, and I wanted to sleep like her, but I couldn't. It didn't come natural for me to sleep. It was not easy for me to sleep because I was in survival mode. I couldn't sleep. At night, it was not 1 hour or 2, and then I'm back. My mind is back into looking for defense, since my brain sends a signal that we're in danger from an age of 5. You understand? So my mind would come back, would resume its defense, looking for defense. We're in danger, always looking. It doesn't make sense. It problem, because even the brain is a problem, looking for a solution, So that's why my body my hormones were out of balance. Now it makes sense why my friend Zozo never even had one pimple in her face. She never had pimples in her face. She does not have period pains. She never had period pains because she used to prioritize her sleep, her rest. She used to sleep 7 to 8 hours at night, and also during the day she would prioritize her sleep and her rest. Especially she's in that time of the month, So ladies, I don't want to miss on my points. So what was I saying? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to link in Dr. Mandy Pell's channel. She's a doctor. She talks about hormones, everything that has to do with hormones and everything that has to do with the woman. I'm going to link in her channel below so that you can learn on how you can heal your hormones, right? So before I finish, so these are the things that I did. These are the things that I did now, balancing my hormones, right? Now I started learning about my hormones, about anything that has to do with health, mental health, my well-being, my menstrual cycle, my everything that has to do with my health. It comes easy to any feminine energy woman. It comes easy. It comes natural. Any feminine energy woman prioritizes her health, her well-being, her mental health. It comes natural to us. We understand. I know that my health is my wealth. Any feminine energy, any divine feminine energy woman knows this. Knows this. Your health is your wealth. So all these things came natural to me, and I was fascinated. I'm curious why my period is painful. Why this? Why am I having pimples? I used to have pimples. Why am I having acne? Why this? Why that? I was curious. That's when I learned about survival mode. First thing first, ladies, heal out of survival mode. One of the most important things you can do to heal, to balance your hormones, you have to heal out of survival mode. You really have to heal out of survival mode. Then now you're going to be able now to prioritize your health. You're going to be able to prioritize your well-being. You're going to be able to prioritize your mental health, your menstrual cycle. You can't do those things in survival mode. No, you have to heal out of survival mode. I made a video on how to heal out of survival mode. Please check it out. Please check it out. I'm probably going to link it on the description below as well. So those are the things I've done. First thing first, heal out of survival mode. Before, I'm going to also show you the supplements that I'm using, ladies. However, if you don't have means to buy those supplements, yes, there's still something that you can do. That's something you can do, which is healing out of survival mode. I did it for free of charge here on YouTube. You can do that as well. Choose and decide to heal out of survival mode, right? So those are the things that I've made. And also what helped me as well, ladies, is my marriage. My marriage became my mirror on how thrown off my hormones were, on how out of balance my hormones was. Because I remember my husband and I used to bring up conflicts. But I noticed that we normally have conflict only two weeks towards my period. 2 weeks towards my period, we would have an argument. I would just bring up something, and it became a pattern. And then my husband and I decided we decided on a journey on healing my hormones completely, to heal my hormones, right? So if you don't have means for these things, please don't worry, don't stress. There's still something that you can do. One of the things that I said, balancing your hormones, heal out of survival mode. When you are in that process of healing out of survival mode, you can also use, for example, when my period comes, I normally drink rooibos, the ginger rooibos tea. I've got it here. I normally, I hope you can see this. I buy this. It's really good. It's really good for it helps me. It might not work for you, but it does help me. I drink this towards my period and also during my period. Just 1 cup in the morning and 1 cup in the evening. It's 30 rand. It's 30 rand. So while you are busy working on yourself, healing your survival mode, healing out of survival mode, because it's inner work. When you're doing your inner work, I'm not saying it's going to happen with the blink of an eye. I'm not saying it's going to take years. No. It took me about 3 months. It can take you 2 months, because inner work, it's not something that is going to take you time. No. It's small things like that. It can take you 3 months. While you're in your inner work journey, you're healing out of survival mode. Buy yourself this rooibos tea. Buy also yourself chamomile from rooibos as well. Rooibos chamomile tea. When I drink this, I don't put sugar. I don't use sugar at all. I used to. I don't like sugar at all now. So please do this. So I'm going to make a recap. To balance your hormone, heal out of survival mode. After healing out of survival mode, you're going to be able to prioritize your sleeping routine. You're going to be able to prioritize your health. You're going to be able to prioritize your mental health, your well-being. You're going to be able to take care of yourself, because you are relaxed. Your nervous system is regulated. You can be able to relax. You can be able to sleep 7 hours to 8. You can be able to sleep without waking up at night. This is a hassle for many people. It's a hassle. That's why I'm saying decide, choose and decide to heal out of survival mode. Once you've healed out of survival mode, 80% of the inner work is almost done, right? So do that. Now, also this I remember said my husband and I used to have misunderstanding. I used to bring up conflict, especially 2 weeks before my period. Remember, 2 weeks before my period is luteal phase. It's the luteal phase is that phase between the ovulatory phase and your next period. Right, that period there is called the luteal phase. Now I'll bring up fights during that time. Now what I've noticed now learning about my period is that my luteal phase, right, any woman during your luteal phase is where your luteal phase, we call it your autumn. Your autumn, remember in autumn leaves are dry, they're falling off the trees. So during your luteal phase, this, I'm not gonna take credit for this, I've learned this from Jills. Your luteal phase is your autumn time. Your autumn, where you're supposed to take care of yourself, prioritize yourself, drink your supplements if you do. These are the supplements that I'm using before I forgot. Guys, this is not a paid partnership. I'm just sharing with you. I am using this. I hope you can see this. I'm using Kiko. If you're in Cape Town, you can go to Lawrence Ford. That's where I buy them. Lawrence Ford Wine Farm in Somerset. However, I buy them online and then they ship them to me. It's kind of pricey. It's like 500 rand. So I get this every month. However, if you cannot afford this at the moment, if you're not there yet, like I said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Also, Nami, I can afford it now because my husband is helping me with it. Back then when I was still single, I couldn't, right? Even though I've been running my business, I could not. So yeah, don't stress about that. Don't stress about that. So back to your luteal phase. Your luteal phase is the phase where you're gonna be angry easily, you're gonna be annoyed, you're gonna be pissed off by small things. Why? Because your hormones are changing, your body is changing, you're preparing for your period, which is your winter. So you're not supposed to be doing much of the things. Remember, I said my friend Zozo used to sleep a lot during her periods, even towards her period, right? And that benefited her hormones. She didn't know what she was doing. She was just sleeping at that time. I don't know where she learned that. It's the most beautiful thing you can do for yourself. During your period, you're not supposed to do anything. You're not supposed to do much, to be outside. Like, you're not supposed to do a lot of things. Remember, somewhere in the Bible, it says a woman in a period is not supposed to be out of the house. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. So my friend used to sleep a lot. So if you prioritize your sleep, if you prioritize your rest, it's gonna benefit your hormones, right? So for me, it like I had to prioritize my sleep. My sleep, ladies, my sleep means everything to me. I sleep at 9, I wake up at 5. That's after 8 hours. I couldn't do that back then. I could not do that back then. It was a struggle. So let's back to luteal phase. Let's get back to the luteal phase. So your luteal phase is the time between your ovulatory phase and your next period. That gap in there is 14 days long, where you're going to be annoyed, especially the first week of your luteal phase. You're going to be annoyed and angry and irritated by small things. You're going to feel a lot. You're going to be bloated as well. That's your luteal phase. But this is what you can do. Remember, I said to you guys, I don't know if I did say this, your period is the most beautiful thing that you can have. It's beneficial to you physically. It's beneficial to you physically and also energetically. It benefits your feminine energy, your feminine power. So it is important for you to have your cycle. Please, even if you are more than 60, you no longer go on your period, you still have a cycle. You still have your cycle. Right? Even if you don't bleed, but you still have your cycle. So your luteal phase, this is what you do. You take care of yourself, you prioritize yourself, and also what you do, like I said, I'm not gonna take credit for this. I've learned it from Jills. Take your journal. Write on your journal what you learned the past month. What happened to you the past month? What happened to you the past month? What do you want to let go of? What habits you want to get rid of? Because your body is preparing itself to release everything that it doesn't need anymore. So also prepare energetically what you learned last month. How was your last month? What habits you want to get rid of? Everything that you want to change. Write it on your journal during your luteal phase. Now, when your period comes now, it's called winter. It's your winter time. It's, remember, you're on a luteal phase, getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. Now you are in your winter time, which is your period. What you're going to do as well, you're going to take care of yourself, journal again, write down the things, the goals that you want to have, the goals that you want to focus on during your summertime. Now your summertime is your follicular phase and your ovulatory phase. Remember, you came from autumn now to winter. Write down what you want to do. Don't write many things. Don't write many things. Don't write a lot of things. Just focus on 3 important goals that you want to achieve in your summertime after your period. Do that. If you are all about becoming the best version of yourself, you probably watching this video, and this is going to help you, because every day we learn something, we grow and learn something new. So during your winter time, your period, write down what you want to change, what you want to focus on in summer, in your next after your period, what you want to learn, what is it that you want to improve, right? Remember, at that time during now your period, your body is getting ready of something that it does not need. It's time for you to focus on refreshing, restart, detox. You understand? Energetically, physically as well. Support your body. Your body is already detoxing itself physically. Do it energetically as well, right? So those are the things that you can do. And then comes your summer now, your follicular phase, your ovulatory phase. That's your summer. Your energy is high. You're focusing on your goals and everything, because during your menstrual cycle, during your menstrual period, guys, ladies, you know this, your intuition is so sharp. Your intuition is sharp. That's why it's time for you to write down your things that you want to learn, things that you want to get rid of. And also, before I finish off, ladies, this is one of the food that is actually very affordable that you can incorporate and in preparing for your menstrual phase. Pilchard sardines. We grew up eating pilchard. It's very healthy. It's so healthy for you. It's beneficial for you. Please get yourself spinach. Get yourself pilchard and sweet potato. Eat a lot of pilchard towards your period. It helps me. I don't have cramps anymore. It helps me a lot. I don't know what is in pilchard that is actually making me to have a smooth period. Yes, I know I have hormones that I'm eating. I have supplements that I'm eating. I'm drinking every day, but pilchard is very healthy for you. Spinach is very healthy for you, and your sweet potato as well, and your nuts. Not the food that we normally eat, right? So I'm hoping that, ladies, this video is going to help you. I'm hoping that now you have a bit of a green light of why your period is painful. And also, if you can, please buy the book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Don't jump to the last chapter. Towards the end of the book, he wrote about why a lot of women are experiencing a lot of period pains. And it made a lot of sense to me because of how I grew up, because of my childhood, right? So get yourself that book. Take care of yourself. Prioritize your well-being. Choose and decide to become the best version of yourself in all the areas of your life, right? I love you so much, ladies. I love you so much. I hope you're going to enjoy this video and have a great weekend. Bye.